You're listening to Combat Radio with Ethan Dettenmeyer, right here on LA Talk Radio.
You know, if you're a listener of Combat Radio, I don't want to actually be presumptuous and say we have any fans out there, but if you heard the show, you know there's a few things we hate. Satan, politicians.
I hate Satan.
Nickelback, many things that we despise as diabolical. And speaking of Nickelback,
Creed.
you may have known Creed. Yeah, they're up there. They're close to the top too. Is it Creed or am I like at a fucking Sioux
I think
war
he did the ad
dance?
for Sports Chalet. Sports Chalet.
Chevrolet. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Ethan. I can't resist.
Oh, it's just you don't want to interrupt such comic greatness. I'm sorry, but speaking of Nickelback, they've actually there's a big move to boycott them from playing the Lions game on Thanksgiving, which is of course the traditional big network game, and the Lions are semi-interesting this year, although struggling now, and the NFL Nation has spoken with a little bit of taste to bar these fascists from playing. But more on that later. We'll be right back. What's up, party people? You know, if you listen to Combat Radio, you like to have a good time. Some of you, too good of a good time. But that's for your probation officer to sort out. Here at Combat Radio, we recommend having a great time with Voodoo Rum, the finest rum on the planet. If they don't have it at your local liquor store, be sure to storm out angry and make a scene. Voodoo Rum, brought to you by 3D Spirits. Find them on Facebook and go to redrum.com. Be sure to drink responsibly. What we have on this show is a good choice of music, but really shitty technical experience.
It sounds a bit like Dave Vanian. It's good.
Not bad, huh?
Good. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, so let's go around the room with a couple of rather stellar artists. With us is the lead singer of Creed, Johnny Douchebag.
Sports Chalet.
You guys.
Actually, that's where do I start? With us is our good friend, this hyper talent Mick Rossi, producer, musician extraordinaire, Slaughter of the Dogs. He's producer of Play 222, A Kiss and a Promise, which is an excellent film.
Thank you.
A couple of musical projects out there with Val Kilmer and the like.
Yep, it's all good, man. Happy to be here. Hi, guys.
No, we're happy to have you.
Thank you.
We just survived an episode of May the Forbes Be With You without Forbes for once.
Hey, but he was there in spirit.
He was. And then I got Tommy Dietrich, our resident musicologist.
Hola.
How are you?
I'm good. Pushing through the market square.
Right. And then we've got a special guest.
Ow.
This guy, yeah, he just hurt himself. Medic!
Oh, it's your knee. What's
Man
with your
down!
knee?
Man down!
This is Zigmund.
Zigmund? You want to introduce yourself, Ziggy?
Hi, my name is Ziggy.
Ziggy. Zigmund.
I have to do my own introduction?
No, we were going to do it, but
I'll do
Tommy
it.
keeps
Go
talking
ahead.
over
Go ahead.
everybody.
No, go ahead, Tommy. Introduce me.
yeah,
My
go
name is Ziggy, but go ahead.
This is Ziggy.
Yeah, that's...
No, Ziggy's from a band called Econoline Crush. And Ziggy's also somebody I've been working with on a project in the studio.
Wow.
And we have some interesting stuff to play later on in the show or whenever you're ready.
No, we're going to get right to it.
You want to go right to
This is very
it?
important. This is very important. Ziggy, as listeners
Yes.
have probably
Yes.
now got, is pretty talented. And he's so talented that he's ripped off. And he's ripped off by basically the great Satan of rock and roll.
Somebody ripped me off, yes. Somebody ripped me off, yes.
And do you want to should we just play the music and have people draw their own? I'm going to play it probably several times, but you want to tell it? You want to set
Tell the story.
stage?
I mean, you know...
Oh, wait, let's just hold on. Let's ask our listeners what they make of this. All right, here you go. That's you. That's you.
Yeah.
All right.
Right?
And that's Satan.
That's his... Yeah, so...
This is you again.
Written 5 years earlier? Just 2 years, 2 or 3 years earlier.
Great melody.
Now, and Mick, you're a producer too, so you hear the metronome. You hear
I
how?
can
No,
hear
but that's not exact. I mean, that's just his illustration.
Hold on. Let's play this out. God, these guys suck.
Girl. Doesn't that just make you mad? That just makes me pissed off right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk about unveiling.
Ziggy wrote this. And he wrote this too, apparently.
I know, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So this is the state of the industry right now.
Of course.
This is the state of the world
Is there
we're
any
in.
recourse on this, Mr. Ziggy?
Well, let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
Well, I mean, see, that's the thing. Basically, you know, I'm in this band, and we have this hit song, and it was a hit song.
Can I tell you, I hated that song, but when I hear your version of it,
which song? Which song
No,
did you hate?
the-
It's kind of confusing.
I
Like
hated your
might have-
version that was ripped off and refabbed. But when I hear you guys
My
do it,
original version?
your original version, I like that.
That's groovy.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it's got
Thank
a
you. Thanks
good
so much.
melody.
Well, I mean, see, this is the thing. So we had this hit song, and then later, we were on EMI, and we lost our record deal. Whatever, things changed. Whatever, and so I don't listen to the radio for a little bit because I'm doing other things, and I'm in other bands, and I'm playing. I'm writing my own music, constantly writing songs. I'm in like 3 other bands. I do a solo record. I do another record with Godfather's Love. I do all these different records. And then I get back into my band, Econoline Crush. So we take a hiatus for a while. So it's 2006 now. We're opening up for Alice Cooper.
How
And
long has it been since you took the hiatus? How many years have passed?
I mean, I'm not a hiatus, not as a
No,
musician.
I know
but
you. I know you were constantly doing
Yeah.
stuff, but
Well, like that's what I mean. 2000, maybe 4 years.
so 4 years has passed. Okay.
4 years has passed. And our manager at the time goes, "Oh, Ziggy, good news. Guess what? I talked to Chad, and you know, I brought up the subject because I didn't know what he was talking about. It's like, subject? What subject? He goes, well, you know that song that they have that sounds exactly like your song. And I said to Chad, hey, like, you know, and I'm like, Chad, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah. And Chad said, oh, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. And I was like, don't tell anyone.
Who's
what?
Chad?
Chad is the singer from Nickelback.
Okay.
And Chad Kruger. And so I was like, I didn't know what he was talking about. And I'm just like, he goes, don't worry, Zig. We're going to have a lawsuit and we're going to sort it out. I'm like, what are you talking about? So then that was
You
the
didn't
first.
even know.
So you
I
were
didn't
out
even
of the
know.
loop
I was
at
out of
that
the loop.
point.
So then I listened to the Nickelback song, Figured You Out. And I'm like, wow, their chorus sounds exactly like our chorus. I'm like, that's pretty weird. I was like, but our manager at the time said he's going to take care of it. So I'm like, okay. So I didn't really think about it too much. But then eventually I thought, you know what, maybe I better talk to a lawyer. And I just talked to a lawyer, and the lawyer said, oh, yeah. Well, actually, you know, you need to go to a musicologist, not Tommy Dietrich, a real musicologist.
What?
And you know, you do a musical study of this to see if it's you know, not just what you're hearing, but if it's real. And the musicologist did a full report and said, wow, this is real. And
So they break it down structurally and sonically. And
yeah,
so,
and they basically chart it, and they make a chart of your chorus compared to their chorus. And if you look at the musical charts, it's the same. It's the
Sure.
same melody. So you
And
know,
basically, the report is just a sentence saying you've been ripped off.
well, and then
We're confirming
and then
you-
funnily enough, see, I had no money at the time, but I had some friends, and they said, oh, you know, my brother happens to be like one of the most prestigious lawyers in L.A. Here, let's just talk to him. And he was like, wow, this is like really one of the best cases I've ever seen. Oh my God! So I mean, I'm not, you know, when it says lawsuit, like it's not like I'm going out there spending my money on a lawsuit. I don't have any money. I'm just letting some lawyers go, wow, this is like can we take this case?
No,
do you mind? You know?
Because the obvious here, you've gone to the trouble to create a work of art, and you're hurt by the fact that it's been completely ripped off, and somebody's buying houses and fucking Ferraris off it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I
I mean,
mean,
who wouldn't be? Now, don't be politically correct, Zicky. Let's
Well,
go get this fucker. This is totally wrong.
I mean, yeah, I mean, but what I'm saying is, I didn't intend to do it. I mean, I just basically just stumbled into it, just like, hey, did you hear? People was like, did you hear? Like, did you hear what? What? Like, I don't know. And then they're like, yeah. Oh, and then when I actually listen to the songs, I'm like, yeah, this is a ripoff. And then,
Plagiarism.
you know, but I didn't know if there's anything you can do about it. I mean, people get ripped off all the time. But then when these lawyers just said, yeah, you know what? You don't need any money. We'll just, if you don't mind, would you mind if we do this lawsuit for you? I'm like, no, I don't mind.
Where are you at with it now then?
Well, that's the thing. It's not like you just go, you know, and sue somebody. All we did really was just wrote a letter at first. Just, hey, do you mind, you know, Nickelback? Hey, Chad, do you mind talking to us about this? There's a similarity here, and we have musicologist says it's significant. That's the thing. It's, you know, and then they basically just didn't respond to the point where eventually they're just telling you to fuck off. Like Nickelback's just going fuck you, and so it's like then you have to start, getting the lawyers involved.
You
and
have to go
saying,
after- you have to go after 'em legally.
Basically, can you respond to us? Can you even say hello? And then eventually, you have to take them to court just to get a response, basically. And then,
Well, that's the only way they will respond. They're not going to respond to a polite letter saying, "Hi guys, just checking if you know that your song is like mine." They're not going to respond to that.
Well, some people could. I mean, I know it does happen by accident sometimes. Supposedly, like with the Stones and Katie Lang, and the Stones were very nice. They said, "Oh, sorry, whoops, we made a mistake, no problem." And that's what if
Not with Richard Ashcroft. They didn't.
well, okay, certain cases are different, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I mean, I'm just. But now at this point, I'm just like, really, like you guys are wanting, and then you hear all these rumors, like, yeah, well. Somebody phones you up like Chad's mad. It's because it's a small world. Somebody's phoning up like Chad's mad. Chad's mad. I'm like, oh my
Tell
god.
him what
I'm
you told
sorry.
me.
Let's worry about his feelings.
Tell him
real
what you told
quick.
me, that somebody was bragging to a friend that he had basically ripped you off.
Well, that's what I mean.
Bragging.
You hear all this hearsay. I mean, that's the thing. If it wasn't so much hearsay, I wouldn't have heard about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how it got back to you.
Yeah, I mean, basically, people just like, I mean.
Because Canada's not that big of a place.
It's just wrong. He's mad. He's mad in his $1 million mansion. I mean, come on, man.
I don't know.
What's right
I don't
is
know.
right.
You're listening to Combat Radio with Ethan Dettenmeyer. Right here on LA Talk Radio.